And since you are not wearing a mask, this putrid smell hits you, and you just toss cookies all over the floor, bro.
Yeah.
And it's not a good look.
I vomit in one of the empty pods.
You're contaminating the crime scene.
Like if there was NPCs around, you would have, you probably would have lost some face for
Street
this.
cred, yeah.
I rolled a 16 on surgery.
Okay, for the 16 on the not so fresh corpse. You notice that in the pods, they're connected by cord to the back of their neck, all Matrix style. But you notice that this cord is connected to this Dallas unit's Sandevistan that comes pre-installed. If you start digging into that a little bit, you'll notice that it's further connected to the device you removed from Dallas. There was like that inner piece that's inside the Sandevistan that wasn't supposed to be there that I remember you removing at one point. This is connected, directly hardwired connected to the other unit. And this appears to be whatever transmitter it was that activated when the last Dallas died.
Freaky.
So the process
I would relay that.
The process appears to be automatic. So like when the last Dallas flatlines, the other one will just pop up.
Okay.
They all have Sandevistans?
Talk about expensive. Goddamn.
I mean, it's just rotting here. We could take it.
You want?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we take the Sandevistans?
That could be our fucking our edgerunner trademark. The Sandevistators.
Sandevistans?
Sandevistated.
Have one. We fucking take up any job.
Let me count the visible corpses real quick.
Yeah.
So that was like
Wow.
4. So 4 Sandevistans?
Yeah. While we're
That's all we need.
doing that, if Crave vocalizes that, Dallas would like to take that. Did we keep the transmitter?
I should
Your
have
other one, I'm pretty sure we kept it. It would still be in the lab, though, I think. Like in the Black Mass. I don't think we would have done anything with
We
it.
have it here. Oh,
You might have brought it with you. If you
I have an idea of what to do with it.
I mean, if you
if
want
you
to say
have
it was in my medical bag from the last time I did an autopsy, you can. I don't know.
I'll allow it.
I'll just take the one you took out. That's fine. Let me see that there. Dallas takes it, wipes it off, and seeing everyone's look on his face, he's gonna be like, "Y'all be quick about this. I don't want to watch." Seeing the looks on their faces at all the other Dallas spots, Dallas is gonna take it into here to the server room. He's gonna try to use it. He's gonna do 2 things. He wants to like backtrace wherever it sends its signal to, and he wants to flatline it or like fake a signal that makes this one flatline and see if he can catch like if it goes anywhere else, like deeper down or to another. Like, is there another Dallas is gonna wake up if he like makes a fake flatline signal? So he's gonna do some hacky testing stuff and see.
All right. What would that be? Let's make it electronics and security.
Especially if it helps us figure out how to get to that lower place. 19.
19. Hell yeah. Alright, you're able to mimic the flatline signal. It appears to cause something within this mechanism in the middle of the room to where it kind of starts to power up like it's gonna like load up a new Dallas, but with no newer Dallases, it doesn't appear to do anything after that.
know, it's 3D meat printer. Right?
I was supposed to say, Dallas like squints at the thing that he can't see because he's in the other room. Bakaneko, you gotta go check out that whatever the fuck that was.
On it. Good, go.
Woo woo. And I'll
I like
scratch.
Yeah, I'm gonna quietly make my way there.
I'm just wondering, like, is this maybe we need to investigate whatever that piece of technology is? It could just be.
Yeah, and I'm starting to wonder
Where
if
was it
it's
at?
doing you any
Where is
good
it?
being in your neck.
Where's
This thing, the big thing.
the big thing? I'm doing a heckin' check.
Electronics and security.
Dallas gonna come on.
Electronics and suck my ass. Alright, let me see.
And then he'll explain, like, whatever these things are sends to whatever that is that powers the pods, runs the pods. I don't know.
17?
17, good job. With 17, you kind of confirm what Dallas was guessing. You're looking at it, it appears to be some kind of long-range transmitter.
Alright.
And the extra parts within the said Devastand are kind of wirelessly linked to it. It appears like that this is what is sending the signals and receiving the signals, but it's in a very self-contained, like, closed circuit.
Okay.
Like, whatever system that this was, it was built with a lot of security in mind.
Well, alright.
Because that was my question, was if the device that's still in this Dallas could be used to send or receive signals or potentially track him or Lord knows what else. But if it seems to be a pretty closed circuit, probably not.
Yeah, it seems to be more of like a main server bank that all the other Dallases connect to. Yeah, well, whatever's doing it doesn't seem like it's coming through the system itself.
This place had cameras that Nico
No,
saw
it's not.
through. Can y'all go back through and see if anybody else is? We looked to see if you were here, but there was no footage of
So-
anybody else coming. Or
I mean, can I
myself-
contact Nico? Would Nico have any input, y'all think?
Or could he lead
There
us
we
to
go.
the room that's deeper? To answer Mateo's question, I saw when I woke up, the last camera logs are from like 5 years before that. They seem to be, or the next most recent, they seem to be camera logs for most of the times I woke up.
but you've been you for 5 years.
Until this one.
Well, no, excuse me. The old you was that Dallas for 5 years.
But he remembers the desert. He remembers growing up in the Alcacados. I remember those things. I guess Lord knows
Understood, but-
which things
If-
are real and which things are not. But there's got to
Yeah.
be shit missing. Where was he? Recently, when I connected into the network the Reaper B was in, I could remember things that I don't remember. I remember a netrunner myself doing dives into the old net, which is fucking psychotic in my opinion. But there's obviously more to the story that I don't know.
Well, it sounds like that might become reality sooner than think, friend. I think getting Nico here, getting him, might not be a bad idea. I don't want to necessarily rely on that since we're both. I don't know. I'm a little sus, but
I think we have like maybe 2 or 3 choices. 1, we go home, sleep, we question Cyrus tomorrow. 2, we call Nico. I don't remember what 3 is.
3 is me starting to question something else. Why did they all act weird and call you Revenant upstairs? Like, we never got to the bottom of that. We assumed it could be tied to, like, something they were infected with or something else in the system. We thought it could be Ziggurat, but we never actually did anything. Like, we never
Hmm.
investigated the bodies.
Who called Dallas Revenant?
Like, all the clowns and stuff. Like, Big Top and
When
everybody
the-
that was in that room went weird.
When the Reaper overtook him. You say this
Well, we
out loud?
assumed the Reaper overtook him, but I don't know that we ever actually got confirmation of that. Is what I'm
what if this is a
getting at.
case you've been working? Well, 5 years ago is a crazy amount of time to not die in Night City. You know what I mean? Like, like, how old are you? I'm just trying to work out, like, if you
Dallas is like mid to late 30s, or at least he thinks he is.
mid to late 30s. I don't know, just like the timeline of you leaving. I'm
'Cause
trying
he
to think of like
spent-
how many Dallases were there.
He was like
I don't know,
career
I'm gonna get to
military.
that.
That's the problem. Like, cause he spent 10 or 12 or 15 or however many years, long enough to be career military, to be special operations. Like, he was in for a minute. So
Can we-
who knows how many times he got redone, remade.
Yeah,
Oof.
Mateo would like to look at the pod that he came out of that he showed us, and then like take a look at it, see like, okay, when it properly ejects a body, this is what it looks like, and then look at the other pods in the room and try to count the ones that look like they weren't busted into, they weren't, fucked up. Nobody removed the body and burned it. The body's not in there rotting. Just try to get a guess at how many Dallases.
I think this Dallas is late 20s. Because, like, during that episode, he said, I just can't remember.
In that case,
To answer Joey's question, including the one that he came out of, there are 4 pods in total that look like they were properly opened. The other ones are either busted, burnt out, or have dead bodies in them.
Burnt out
So
thing
at
is
least-
freaky.
oh yeah, somebody came in here to limit their options. Why not finish them all off?
Maybe they weren't me? Oh, fuck. Are
Maybe
there
When the
someone
somebody?
just survived the fire. Who knows?
I know this may be nothing, Burger. Dallas wants to make sure none of them look like Burke.
No, none in this facility look like Bert.
In
this facility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
down, and
God.
like,
What about
I suspect, for all I know, that there's more of these facilities, more of me's. But to answer your question, Crave, Revenant was my handle during my entire career. If I was in the old net, if I had had contact with that Reaper AI, that's likely what it would have known me as.
Seems fair enough.
At this point, I don't. Oh, that was number 3. We can try to find whatever's beneath us. So, I feel like that's really all we got. We can call Nico, we can try to find whatever's going on beneath us, or we can go home and see if Cyrus knows anything that we don't. Kind of doubtful. Think he's gonna shoot himself.
I mean, I obviously vote for contacting Nico. I trust him.
So, did you say you think that Cyrus is gonna shoot himself? That's a weird way of confessing to his murder.
I don't think he knows much about what's going on down here. He's most likely a pawn. I suspect he will fold like a pawn when we put some pressure, but I've been wrong before. He gestures to the pods.
It's also possible once we start digging, some people will unalive themselves unintentionally if there's like, I guess like a self-destruct kind of, protocol if someone doesn't want us having this information.
Did you guys have encountered before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, not outside the realm of possibility.
Man, she says that out loud, and I think about what we found on the roof, and I think I'm gonna look at Mateo and say, you've been pretty handy lately. You think you could spend a little time with that device and see if maybe we could reverse engineer something? It was broadcasting a signal out, but what if we could jam that signal in a radius instead using the same item?
I could certainly try. I'm not exactly certain what ability that would be, but I'd be happy to roll if it'll let me.
Dallas.
Of course, when we
Buck
get back,
Nico.
I'm just thinking, all these people that keep unaliving themselves, I'm wondering if, they're getting, obviously there's a kill signal coming in. And
Yeah,
in the
if we
same way
could-
that this thing was transmitting, maybe we could stop it.
Yeah, if we could find a way to scramble it to where that couldn't get people within a certain range, or broadcast a scrambled message, try to make it ineffective. Yeah, I'll try to tinker with something there on the roof.
Bucknick or Dallas might be, or well, hopefully we carry that around. But Bucknick or Dallas might be able to help you with like the software portion of it, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think it would be in like the tech ability. Sounds like you're like modifying an item to do something else.
Like basic tech.
I think mostly it's like the roll ability, if you have that one.
Oh, I gotcha.
If you ended up getting text, that is,
I'm not seeing where to roll that if I have that.
No, it would be in bio, like underneath your nomad
Yeah, it
stuff.
gives me like fabricate expertise, invention expertise, but it doesn't. I don't see like an option to roll them.
Oh, there's a table for it. Okay, cool. Then I might come up here.
Oh yeah, I see. So there's difficulty values and time based on upgrade, fabricating, inventing the DV by time. I guess you have to decide what how expensive the item I'm making would be, and then that determines the time and the.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
What it create
See.
to make a scrambler. Let's start with making a localized one. Because all the walkie-talkies in 30 meters lose their fucking mind.
Alright, so it's asking for the DV, but I'm like, what roll are you supposed to roll for that?
That's a good point. Our upgrade, our invent, fabricate, and up. I don't know.
I'll get you specifics on that later. However, so since that's a pretty simple device and a pretty simple modification, I'll go ahead and let you do that.
Bless.
See, since it was made of very DIY material, modifying it would only cost you 20 eddies, and it'd take an hour.
20 eddies. Sweet. Okay, I can work that off.
I assume we do that when we get back. I would feel very excited about that though. Like that's if we were concerned that maybe something was gonna try and silence Cyrus, for instance, tomorrow, well, at least now we got something in our pocket, keep them close, see if we can prevent it.
Oh yeah, I might be able to try to work on this and make something bigger. Maybe something in Joan that can do a larger area. If we can figure out how to reverse broadcast it, we would still need satellites. But if this place fucking not. If where we pulled the satellite from, it wants us to stop this, then maybe we could be of assistance. I don't have it really. We're not supposed to cue them in, but I don't know.
That's not a bad idea.
I think let's meet with what's his face and go from there.
Around this time, you guys will all get a crackle in your voice comms, and it'll be Nico. And he'll be like, Buck and Echo, I got your text message. What are you doing in that dang place? You there, Barb?
Oh, whoops. I was
Yeah.
on mute. I'm looking for answers. What do you think I'm doing in a place like this?
Nothing good, it seems. This is that place. This is I apologize for the discretion, but this is where I found your friend Dallas a little while ago.
Yeah, I've surmised that much.
But yeah, I was snooping around in a couple substations, looking for goodies to sell and/or blackmail techs with, and I found this place. Around the time I found it is when I noticed that Dallas was here, so I didn't get a good chance to look around. But apparently, this is a place of high interest, no?
Yeah. What can you tell me about it?
Let's see here. Let me do some digging. Actually, I guess
Digging in the kitty box.
I actually have a
Right.
sheet. I actually have a sheet for Nico. Let me roll some stuff. See, Nico will check up into the server bank. And he'll kind of think out loud as he's going through the stuff, and he'll laugh at and comment on Dallas kind of tripping out of the pod as he got out a little bit, going through it. Then he says, "Did you guys check out these files from 5 years ago?
Which files?
The camera files."
I mean, I found them. I guess I didn't specify that I looked in them. Maybe my fault.
Way to go.
Yeah. See here, at the camera files from about 5 years ago, you'll notice that with the exception of the one that Dallas came out of, that one's still closed and operational. But there's 3 pods that are open and empty. And around this time, there's a mysterious man who kind of walks in very casually, puts in a code, goes through the airlock, and kind of goes into the middle of the room and looks around before dousing a bunch of the pods in gasoline and igniting the room. Right? And then the video cuts out.
More questions.
Does Mateo recognize a familiar gait with this shadowy figure? I have a theory of who I think it is, but I don't necessarily want to verbalize that in case it.
Mateo does not.
Okay.
Doesn't recognize. Does
My
Dallas
thought
recognize
was
the
that
figure?
it's
Let me get concentration in your willpower.
If it's fucking Bert or some thing of Bert, concentration.
I think
Yes,
it's
it
another you.
I wondered.
I think it's one of the other Dallases
I rolled
gone
a
rogue.
natural 1, so my concentration ended up being a -1 total.
Wow.
Dang.
Tragic.
Yeah, you're not able to really tell who it is, unfortunately. And really, Dallas would be really the only one who would know who it was. So if he doesn't roll good for it, there's no way to tell him.
Enhance.
Dallas has been
Enhance.
having a very
Need
minor
that 4K.
Minty B. Alright, well.
Dallas may roll again, but he'll have to take a minute to kind of collect himself.
Dallas sits down on the dirty ass floor and meditates for like 7 minutes.
I give him an ibuprofen.
I love the thought of him just swallowing it, no water or anything.
That's what I do. Alright, yeah, give me one more, man.
Devin cannot. I hate pills. Concentration again? 10.
10? 10's a little bit better. You wouldn't have to roll very high for this, but you do notice that, yes, this is Burke Alvarez.
It looks like human Bert, or at least Dallas's recollection of human Bert.
Human
Sure.
Bert.
Or at least one of them.
Physical Bert? Meat Space Bert? Oh, that's a good point. I guess he's got copies everywhere too. Oh boy.
Assuming so.
This isn't quite good news. I know this fellow. To be quite honest, I was under the impression we hated each other's guts. But one of the things
I killed a bunch of you, so yeah, that tracks.
apparently we work together too, on Axolotl or Cynosure or whichever the fuck it is. Oh boy, that's great. I tried to call
Nico,
him the other day. He didn't answer.
Nico will kind of chime up a little bit. He's like, hey, cowboy, I found what appears to be a video diary of yours.
Is this one Dallas has already seen?
Yeah. I don't think so. Not this one.
That out there, what'd you find?
Okay, they'll go to play it, and you'll see a video of Dallas. Like, you recognize this Dallas, but he's dressed and groomed very slightly differently than you're used to him looking. But without a doubt, this is Dallas Martin. And he's giving a detailed description. He's talking about how the higher ups of this facility suggests that the Netrunners be keeping a video log so we can monitor their mental progress, their stability, things like that. And Dallas goes on to talk about how he's been in Project Axolotl as a way to keep high-grade Netrunners from getting fried in the old net, which is a problem. You spend a lot of money training these guys, outfitting them, just for them to get fried by some random rogue AI or some rabid. So this is kind of like a way to kind of bypass that a little bit. Or from what Past Dallas is telling you. He'll talk about how his friend Burke here is part of like a very similar program, if not the same program. But he'll go on to talk about how Burke is a little too reckless for his own good. He takes risks that just shouldn't be taken. There's no really need for it. And now that he seems to have a collection of spare bodies, he's even gotten more reckless. And every time, like, Dallas will note that every time that Burke has come back, he's been a little different. Like, every time he crosses over and comes back, a little piece of him gets left over there. He'll also talk about how Burke's been hearing voices or talking to himself. Like, it's very concerning. But Past Dallas doesn't give any more information than that.
Dallas takes a big breath. I appreciate you sharing the information, Nico. I don't think we're getting out of sitting down in a chair. I suspect most of what's left of Burke is on the old net. If I really want to know what's going on, I might just have to go find him. Do you see anything else here that you want us to look at? We have a poor sucker to intimidate in the morning.
I would say that all he can really tell is that everything that he's finding in the files or whatnot is just covered in Militech. This place stinks of it.
I know it. Don't.
But he'll kind of comment and he'll be like, "What was the name of that English company?"
Network?
That's the one. It seems to be that they had a hand in this facility too. So whoever they are, they were involved with these old net dives. The spooky thing is, I can't seem to find anything about them. It's like they've been scrubbed from all the databases. So yeah, I'd keep an eye on that if I was you guys. I kind of want to keep living at the Black Mass. I don't want it to turn into a crater, if you know what I mean.
You and me both.
Well, I think between Shiro, Adam Smasher, and now knowing some tech companies got an eye on us, this is gonna be cratered sooner or later. It's just whether or not we're in there when it happens.
Let's say maybe we'll get lucky and they'll like do us like somebody will launch the nuke while the other two are already there, and it'll just sort of take care of itself, you know?
I can hope.
Just hope these guys all kill each other.
Should
Possibility.
Nico's on the comms, I guess. We all talking to him.
Mm.
I would let him know. I don't know how good you are at this kind of thing, especially with this being a black side of swords, but we know there's a separate server room that's feeding information into here, and we don't know how to get to it. Could you do me a favor and just dig around, see if you can give us an approximate location or an idea how to get there? Didn't have to be today, but just when you have time.
I'll see what I can do. This place has certainly piqued my interest. It piqued my interest weeks ago before I found the zombie cowboy over here. Glad I'm following my gut on this.
Like an
Goodness
undead cowboy.
But yeah, Nico lets you know that he'll run some diagnostics, he'll do some sweeps, he'll let you guys know what he finds. And then the comms go quiet and he leaves you guys alone in this dank crypt.
Should we head back to our place and get some rest before we go meet Cyrus?
I'm all for it, yeah.
Anything else you need to do, Dallas?
Yeah, I think Dallas is gonna wait until after this meeting with Cyrus, but then he is going to do something privately, but maybe y'all will find interesting to listen. I'm going.
Well, when you say it like that,
Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. I have some thoughts, but
Oh, yeah. Well, for the time being, let's head back to the Black Mass. And let's take a 10, because I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
same.
I'm good.
And then where we meet up with Fletcher. Assuming we're gonna go take a nap real quick.
That would probably be wise.
Right?
sleep off some bullet wounds.
Okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna say you guys get there. So you guys gonna start off at the res to meet up with Fletcher. You guys are coming in down here. This is before the place is officially open. And you notice Fletcher sitting at the end of the bar with an older man with a red suit.
Boy,
Old men in my bar.
yeah. I was
Maybe
gonna
closer
say,
than you
we
think.
We forgot to hire some muscle to be scary. That's all right. There's more.
We are
of us than there
we are the muscle, motherfucker.
Yeah, true.
Mateos.
I was gonna ask Xena to come and also see if we could ask Hans in August, but that's okay. I forgot.
No, you told Xena to run off and hide with her family.
So hopefully she's done that. You know, I ain't
Perhaps we
heard-
should introduce Xena and August. So, yeah, just saying. I feel like they would get along well. Huh.
So you just guys have the other guys, yeah.
All right, y'all. Oh, I need to get pulled down. Oh boy, I'm scared.
All right. As you guys approach the bar, the older well-dressed man will start to get up to leave, and as he passes you guys, he'll kind of stop and pat his hand on Ubik's shoulder, and kind of whisper to him, and it's just he'll whisper something in Russian, and then keep walking out the door.
I cut my eyes at Dallas.
Russians.
Ubik will kind of sigh and kind of roll his eyes a little bit, visibly frustrated with what happened.
Mateo asked him, like, what the fuck was that?
It looks like it was
Ugh.
Daddy Dirt.
That was Johan.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's Ubik's father, Johan. Yeah.
Is he upset with us?
That didn't seem like an upset reaction.
Ubik will comment that he'll say something that he's said to Ubik plenty of times before. Especially when Ubik decided that he was gonna kind of go legit and, well, legit-ish, and actually decide to help people instead of being part of a crime syndicate. But Ubik's father made a comment on like how his drive to do the right thing will get him killed one day.
You might have.
His,
a
Well,
his
he's-
father, so like his father's not threatening him, but he's letting him know that like maybe
doesn't
you might be
approve of the do good.
you might be starting to get in a little too deep here, son. It kind of leaves.
He might have a point.
Yeah,
I mean, one of us has died already.
No, well, no, yeah, I would, yeah, of course, this searching for what you're searching for is going to get you killed, but I would rather be killed for that than be, for the pursuit of money or, something else. If you're going to die for something, might as well make it something worth dying for, no?
Fucking French romanticism.
Don't talk bad about my friend, Money. All right.
My friend, money.
All right, you
Alright,
guys are
let's
left
go.
in the empty bar with Cyrus Fletcher.
So Dallas wants to have the transmitter we took off of the ziggurat tower, like in a small backpack, a fanny pack, or whatever size is appropriate. Duffel bag, shoulder sling bag, messenger bag. Duffel bag.
Dallas canonically has a fanny pack. I just want to say.
So it depends on the size. Little little bag. I was about to grab my bag here. Anyway, when they go strolling up there, Dallas wants to. So as he's strolling, he's like, "Well, howdy, partner. I appreciate y'all coming to meet us." He wants to try to get a measure of him and see if he's nervous, not nervous, curious. Like, he may not. Is he unduly nervous? Or supremely unconcerned? I guess either one of those might be bad.
Give me human perception. As Cyrus will extend his hand out to you and say, "Mr. Martin, it's glad we can finally officially touch base. I've met with your associates here recently, but you seem to be caught up with something. They didn't really specify. No, wait, no, he's gonna be confused.
Yeah.
He's gonna look past you, Dallas, and look at Mateo
Oh.
and greet him as Mr. Martin.
He didn't know any better, and you were pretending to be me, so like.
I was like, oh wait, that's right.
Part of me is considering doing the fucking bit for two, but no, I guess I'll no, unfortunately, this here is Mr. Martin. I was Mateo was trying to take up a seat back here where he can keep an eye on the front door and maybe this side entrance over here.
But you just had to make yourself Dallas Martin.
Just the one time.
Just that once.
And he's made himself Dallas Martin. I mean, if everyone's doing.
All Spartacus style. I am Dallas Martin.
No, I will.
He's Squidward. I'm Squidward.
No.
We're all Squidward.
I will introduce Dallas, or like gesture to, or.
Cyrus kind of looked confused for a second, but kind of readily accept it. He's like, well, I mean, I have seen crazier things in this line of work. And goes,
Listen, House,
shakes a hand.
Yeah, he'll shake his hand. It's not worth getting involved in, if I'm being quite honest. I was indisposed, and one of my comrades here stepped in. I apologize for the inconvenience.